What does it mean when you log into your My Social Security account and you see that your application for benefits is 20% complete, 50% complete, 80% complete, 90% complete? What does all that mean? I'm Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm a Social Security disability attorney, and I represent disability claimants, clients in all 50 states. I'm able to do that because disability hearings are now done, for the most part, by telephone or video. So that means I can represent a client in any state. In fact, many times I'm in one state, my client's in another state, the judge is in another state, and the vocational witness is in a fourth state. So that we'll be all over the country. It's all done virtually. It's made Social Security a good bit more efficient at the hearing process, maybe not so much earlier, but it does give me the freedom. It does give me the freedom to represent clients in all 50 states. So if I can be of help to you, please visit me online at ssdanswers.com, and I'll be happy to take a look. I've got a case evaluation form there. I wanted to talk to you today about a question I get from a lot of my clients, and that, or prospective clients, and that is, I've got a My Social Security account. By the way, if you haven't done so, go to ssa.gov/myaccount. You can create a My Social Security account. That will give you a printout, your My Social Security printout, which will show you how much money you'll get in disability benefits, retirement benefits. You can also use that account to track how far along your application might be. So if you applied for benefits 2 or 3 months ago and you log in, you may see your benefit, and a lot of times it's done, people do it on mobile devices, your application is 30% done or it's 50% done, and they may give you an estimate as to how many more days it's going to take. What does all that mean? Is it even legitimate? And I think what it's designed to do is to give people kind of a visual representation of where their case is at. It is designed to reduce the number of phone calls to Social Security when people say, what's the status of my case? But beyond that, it just doesn't mean a whole lot. There is no science behind it. My guess is they have kind of an algorithm that they based on where the case is at. It triggers, their computer system triggers the algorithm to say it's now 50% complete based on how many letters have been mailed out, or some other automated function. I don't think there's a person who's looking at your file saying, oh, this one looks like it's 70% complete. So I wouldn't put a lot of faith in what that means. In fact, I got an email from a gentleman today. His case is showing 90% complete, which has been showing that for the last 6 months. It's been way too long. In fact, that was a whole other issue he and I were having discussion about. But the point is, it's been showing 90% for 6 months. Well, that's obviously ridiculous. It can't be at 90% for 6 months. So I don't think that these percentages mean a whole heck of a lot. I think it's really something that Social Security has done to make people feel like something's being done. I hate to say it that way, but that's unfortunately the truth. I also would tell you that I've had discussions with adjudicators who will tell me that they'll be processing a case, they request medical records, and then they discover, because we've told them or the claimant has told them, oh, there's another doctor we got to get records from, and that may add an additional 2 to 4 weeks or 6 weeks to the process. And of course, you want them to get all the medical records, but if they can't get the records and they find out about something new and they get them, that's going to cause things to be delayed a little bit more. And again, worthwhile delay, but I think that's something that can cause it to be delayed more. I've also seen situations where adjudicators, and these are the folks that work in the state agencies under contract with Social Security, they get way behind. I mean, some adjudicators are just so overworked they don't have the time to process all the cases they're dealing with. I've had some tell me that they are responsible for answering the telephone, means they can't get their substantive work done. It's kind of a mess. I mean, Social Security has got and this is kind of beyond the scope of this video, but they have less people working for them now than they did 15 years ago, and a lot more work to be done. So they have a real personnel problem. They're understaffed. They also don't give them as much overtime as they used to. Social Security doesn't. So you've got a lot of overworked people who are just trying their best to make the best of a bad situation. But Social Security is a big dysfunctional mess, quite frankly. And so this statement you get saying your application's 70% done, it's not worth it really is not worth anything. It doesn't mean anything at all, other than to try to keep you quiet. And unfortunately, that's it's kind of sad state of affairs, but that's what it really is. And again, what I do is I kind of keep track of what's going on when I'm involved in a case. I'll be able to log in to your account. I can see what the adjudicator's done. So again, I don't care about the percentages, but I can look, and if I see there's been no records requests in the last month or two, I'm going to get on the phone. I'm going to write a fax. Hey, Mr. Adjudicator, Ms. Adjudicator, I'm not seeing anything going on here. You need to request these medical records, and I'll let them know I'm watching what they're doing. And again, I'm not to be mean about it, but sometimes the squeaky wheel does get the grease, and so you have to let the adjudicators know you're watching what they're doing, and encourage them to get the medical records. I also tell the adjudicators, because I have a lot of sympathy for these folks who are working really, really hard, getting underpaid, overworked, and I'll tell any adjudicator, hey, if there's anything I can do to make your life easier, I'm happy to do that. If you need me to get medical records for you, I'll do it. Let me know what you need so we can make a decision in this case. And some will take you up on this and some won't. But the point is that, I know I'm dealing with an overworked staff person, but I've got to be an advocate for my client. I'm sorry they're overworked. I'm sorry they're not, they don't have enough people there, but I've got to be an advocate for my client, so I'm going to push that adjudicator to put my client's case at the top of the heap to try to get more stuff done on it, and that's really my job as the attorney to do that. So again, I don't really care about the percentages, what you see online. Again, I don't think it means very much. What I really am concerned about is when I log into that account and I see nothing's going on, no letters being sent, nothing happening. That's when I jump into action. I get on the phone or send an email, and then I double check it a week or two later, and almost inevitably letters are going out, things are happening, a decision's being made. So again, I'm a big believer that the squeaky wheel does get the grease, and if I'm your attorney, I'm going to be that squeaky wheel. So anyway, that's that's my take on the percentages, what that all means. Again, not very much, unfortunately, but that's the truth of the matter based on my experience. Please visit me online at ssdanswers.com. I have a lot of information there. I've got a place where you can get a form you can ask me for a case evaluation. I'm happy to tell you what I think about your case. I also have a free Secrets to Winning Disability Survival Kit download. Comes by email that kind of gives you a lot of information delivered kind of in digestible pieces about how the disability process works and how you can move it forward a little bit better. What evidence really takes to win? What are the things that make a difference in a winning versus a losing case? And I'm happy to share that with you. And again, my goal is to help as many people as I can successfully navigate the disability process. So if I can help you, I'd be happy to do so either electronically or by looking at your case. And if you thought this video was helpful, you can help me by giving it a thumbs up or a like on Facebook, and subscribe to our channel, like our Facebook page. These things all help me get the word out about what Social Security is all about and how I can help you, again, successfully navigate the process. So for now, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, wishing you all the best. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about how to win your Social Security disability case, I'd like to invite you to download my Secrets to Getting Approved Early Survival Kit that I created just for people like you. Currently, I'm making the Survival Kit available at no cost, and I encourage you to grab your copy now. Some of the topics I cover include: how do I know if I have a case? Is it the right time for me to file my claim? 9 common mistakes that can doom your case. The 3 must-have arguments you use to win your case. And a topic that every disability claimant wants to know: how to avoid trick questions from the judge. If you or a loved one need to win Social Security disability benefits, you'll find the Survival Kit essential reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit ssdanswers.com/survival and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now. And as always, I wish you the best.